Alright, so video log number 2 as I sit here and wait for Hurricane Madeline to make herself known. Yesterday, my friend Noah came over and helped me, recorded some drums for me, and I recorded him. So, I took some videos yesterday of what we did and also some overviews of things like my setup. So, over to the past Brad. Alright, so this is my recording space. It's a vaulted ceiling, little off-grid cabin on my parents' property. Pretty sweet setup. And inside, for my recording space, I've got a couple of upright panels covered in blankets. Those are going to be behind the performer. Normally there's a chair right there on the rug facing the orange thing, and the blankets in the back helps knock down any reverberations that the mic might pick up pointed towards it. So that helps capture that sound. And then on the other side, just for kicks, I've got this old school 70s office baffle that I got from a friend. And I've got that set up so that it just kind of knocks down some of the longer reverberations in the room that might be bouncing back and forth. And that's basically the space. Got some rugs on the floor to address further bouncing issues. I'm not trying to make it a completely dead room, but definitely, like my tape patch job on the window, definitely going for something a little bit more subdued maybe than the normal. And then I got some acoustic foam right above where you play from a friend. So super low tech, but it sounds alright, and it's what I'm going to use. We'll see what we can do with it. Setting up the drums was the next step. Noah brought his portable kit over, and we decided to do a really small kit and stick with a super simple sound. So he just brought a kick drum. I borrowed a snare from another friend who I had heard the snare at a gig and said, that's the sound I want. It's really a nice sound because Noah tends to play more reggae style stuff, and he has really highly tuned snares that are more suitable for, Bob Marley, whack it a whack whack, where it's really a high pitched snare sound. So I'm not so much into that. And then he brought a hi-hat. So we just had 3 pieces for the drum setup, and to mic it, I've got a Shure, I believe it's the Shure Beta 52 kick drum mic. That I borrowed from the theater downtown, and then I used my Neumann as an overhead on the snare and the hi-hat. Moving forward, I'm not convinced yet. I need to get some second opinions, but I'm not super convinced the Neumann's the way to go, because it's felt like the hi-hat was really overpowering the snare in that one channel. So because of my interface, I'm only limited to 2 channels. So again, super ghetto and low tech. But I like the simple. I like to see what I can do with it. But I'm thinking might try and figure out a way to close mic the snare a little bit more to try and tone down the hi-hat so it's not quite as loud in the mix. Because once you record that, since it's a single mic, there's really no way to adjust the levels between the two. Whereas the kick, experimented with a couple different placements inside the bass drum and some different configurations of padding on the inside. I had a couple hoodies hanging around that we threw inside the kick, just kind of slightly touching the front head to get a little bit more of a thumpy sound, and that turned out really well. I'm happy with how that was, and the way the snare and the hi-hat were tuned, I was pretty happy with. But we need to think about that maybe overpowering hi-hat in the future. So depending on what this hurricane does, Noah might come over in a couple days and we'll try some more drum stuff, maybe play around with that alternative miking setup. But yeah, going from there, just building on top of those scratch tracks I've been recording and getting that next level of the music, kind of the foundation level where I can almost get rid of the scratch track and just play along with the drums and know that's my starting point and that's the foundation. So until next time, I'll catch you on the website, liveukulele.com. See you around. Aloha.